Hani Mahmoud is on the ground in Gaza City and has the latest.
Two separate attacks. The Israeli military killed 8 Palestinians. One attack on a group of people where 5 people were killed by a drone strikes, and an earlier attacks, a grandfather along with his grandchildren, 2 of them were killed inside a vehicle that they were driving as they were evacuating the eastern part of Khan Younis. According to this Israeli narrative, Hamas infrastructure, but a close look at these targets, one would easily find out that these are residential homes, temporary shelters, tents, and public facilities that turn into shelters for hundreds of thousands of Palestinians right after the Israeli military destroyed many of the residential homes in the northern part of the Strip in the past 19 months. So people were sheltering inside these homes. Hospitals are overwhelmed with the large influx of injuries of Palestinians been arriving to the hospital as early hours of this morning and throughout the days. When we look at what's happening now, it's more of the aftermath that Palestinians are dealing with. First, there are no shrouds available inside hospitals. That makes it very difficult for surviving family members to offer proper burial for their family members and loved ones who were killed in these attacks. We could clearly hear the loud sound of explosions coming from the eastern part of Gaza City, particularly from Shajaiya and Zaytun neighborhood, where the Israeli military for the past weeks have been conducting this systematic home demolitions of the eastern part of Gaza City, where the entire area turned into vast fields of rubble and destruction. Hani Mahmoud, Al Jazeera from Gaza City, Palestine.
Well, Afeef Nessouli is a volunteer working in central Gaza, and he describes surviving one of those strikes.
This morning I was in the kitchen and I was cleaning up in Beit Lahiya is where the guest house for Glia is located, and a big missile strike hit a neighbor, a family house just down the way, and the air pressure was so big it actually knocked me and my colleague off our feet, and we sort of jumped together and cowered, and it was probably the closest strike, and there's been strikes every day, multiple times a day. It just was extremely close. So for me personally, that was the closest I've experienced to being sort of a victim of Israel's onslaught in Gaza. This entire time has been undergirded sort of by a hunger and a rationing that really puts everything into a harder circumstance, because not only are you going to bed, if you're lucky, you're having one meal a day of rice or of lentils, and that's not true for many thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people here who are probably going to bed hungry. Children are eating molded bread, they're eating rice off of the ground. The truth is that the North has been just sort of, the aggression in the North in the last couple of days has been upticked in a way that has been shocking, from just people dying in their sleep, the amount of different hospitals having to take wounded that don't have resources, they don't have soap, they don't have morphine to give people when they are the victims of explosive injuries like amputations or larger, sort of heavier duty injuries that need morphine. So the scene is extremely hard to witness here in Gaza.